Hi, internet people. So this week's Orphan Black was super Alison focused, and I feel like such a dope because last week's thumbnail has my Alison pop in it, and this week I had used my Rachel pop, even though I figured out that Alison was the focus for this episode, because I forgot to wait for the promo stuff. But anyway, super good episode. So it actually started off with flashback stuff, which was so cool because I didn't think we were getting more flashbacks, because after last season I thought they were just done with them, but we got to see Alison meeting Cosima for the first time, and it was, oh my gosh. So it was Ainsley and Chad having dinner with Donnie and Alison. Alison's been on the phone on and off all night, and then they decide, well, Alison agrees to do magic mushrooms after this hilarious possible swingers situation happens, but Donnie's like, I can't, they go straight to my bowels. So he's watching everyone to make sure they're okay. Alison's totally high. Her phone goes off because Beth kept saying that there was someone she needed to meet. And Cosima is there, and Cosima is standing aside. And then Alison goes out and he's like, you have a nose ring. And is touching Cosima's face. And then Cosima is just talking like a normal person, but because Alison is high, we keep seeing Cosima doing big crazy gestures with her arms. It's so funny, but it was so interesting because I was like, oh my gosh, this I never expected to see when they met, but it was really cool and I really liked it. So I like that flashback. We get a few more of that night, specifically on and off throughout the episode, because Alison is having a really hard time dealing with everything that's going on. So the Neolution people basically tell her that she's a useless human being and all the other clones are more useful than her, which is friggin' awful, okay? She has kids, she has a husband, she's run for office, she does a lot of stuff. She funded all of them, she has gun safety, she has buried people in her garage, she has previously protected Helena. I will get more into Helena protecting in a sec. But Alison does a lot, even if she thinks she doesn't. She does. But she's, doubting herself and having all these issues because everyone from Neolution is telling her she's pointless, no one cares, and da-da-da-da. And apparently she's had feelings like this before, which sort of explains the, alcoholism and the pill popping, because she's sort of trying to compensate for this feeling that she doesn't belong there, that she hasn't done enough, that she doesn't do anything. So she actually talks about it a little while she's on mushrooms, so she had previously thought that, and then she talks about it more because people keep saying she, she's not needed, they don't need her, they don't want her helping at the Fall Fest because someone else took it over and she wanted to help, and then she almost poisoned her with tea, and that will come back later because she doesn't throw away the poison tea. She filled a bottle of tea with half a bottle of, some pill. Definitely would have killed that woman. But she doesn't do it because the pastor, vaguely talks her out of it. He doesn't know she's going to poison her, but he does. He gets her to not do it. But, Alison is dealing with that. She runs into Ramon. She tells Ramon they need their money back because he played them. And he's like, I didn't play you. It was that guy. He took your money. I'm sorry. I should have warned you. He's a jerk. Then she gets drunk and high with Ramon and goes into a bounce house. While all of this is happening, Donnie is dealing with Art and Maddie. I hate that woman, who have showed up with a search warrant. He's in full Highland gear because he's going to do the Highland fling, and they have a search warrant and want to check the house, and he's like, okay, yeah, no, it's fine. Art, don't let them in the garage, because we know what's in the garage. So, of course, Maddie gets into the garage. Girl also manages to get a jackhammer at, randomly, super quickly. I thought getting jackhammers would take longer. So Art's he knows that there's stuff there, and then she's investigating, and, they wind up digging up the garage. So that's happening. So Kira is meeting with Rachel for her first, visiting things, and Rachel buys her this mouse that can, shed its own skin and it'll grow back. Yeah. And she doesn't want to tell her mom anything about this. She doesn't tell Sarah anything. She doesn't tell Miss Zess anything. Sarah is with Felix, and he's painting. He always paints naked with his apron on, and eventually his pop will be in one of my little thumbnails. But she's with him, and I think the painting was not weird, but it was a blend of Rachel and Sarah. That's what it looked like, but I'm not 100% sure because it wasn't finished, but it was a mixy thing. It was interesting. I liked it. But Sarah gets a call from Donnie, who says, yeah, Alison is high, and, well, he says blotto, and Felix rushes to go help, because Sarah is also not super okay. She's been drinking. Oh, I forgot the, super sweet, super sad thing. They had a vigil for MK, and it was really sweet, but very, very sad. Very sweet, really sweet. There are a lot of people upstairs. I hope you can't hear all of them. But it was really, really sweet. I'm sorry, I forgot that part. That also fed into Alison thinking she should have done more and isn't doing enough. Seriously, they are so loud upstairs. So there was that. It was so sweet though. I'm glad they did something. I was really afraid that they wouldn't, but they did, and I appreciated it. So they're at, they get Felix to come help because Donnie has gone poof. And, well, he hasn't yet. He's on stuff and we know something bad's gonna happen. Okay. So, the Run, who has a real name, oh my god, why can't I remember his, oh my god, what am I doing? Why can't I remember his name? Ah! I'm a failure! All I can picture is his Twitter handle. Oh my gosh, why can't I remember? The actor who plays Johnny Hendricks, who is an amazing person. He's great. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I can't remember your name right now. I'm so sorry. He's doing an amazing job doing the Highland Fling and then proceeds to poof. And like slams his head on the ground and also flashes his junk to everybody in the audience. And Felix is there and is like, oh god. He goes to help Alison and while that's happening, Alison reveals to everyone, like, I'm a boozer and a pill popper and you're all hypocrites, and which makes sense, they are. But she goes off. Felix, she mentions she's in a sisterhood, they never understand. Felix is like, and you never will, and closes the curtain and they drag poor Donnie off stage. Which is good because he really needs to puke. So that's going on. While that's going on, okay, so we get flashbacks on and off and we get to see Alison and Ainsley together, which is really nice. Ainsley pops up in the audience. But she's like trying to cope with that. She and Chad have a few discussions about it and he helps her sort of process her grief because the two of them talk about how like no one could have helped her probably, possibly, like all of this stuff, but it helps Alison work through her feelings about Ainsley a little bit more. That's going on. Kira totally has a knife and I'm very afraid she's gonna like skin bits of herself to see if it grows back. I'm creeping out about that a little. But then they know that they're dating at the garage. Art couldn't get them to stop. Sarah shows up to tell him who's in the garage and why he needs to get it to stop. And then Alison's like, no, I can get this to work. Because Donnie says he knows where Helena is, and if they tell them where Helena is, then this all stops and everything will be fine. But Alison's like, no, this all affects Rachel. And goes to Rachel and literally threatens Rachel. She threatens Rachel, and it is great because she literally pushes the head of Neolution in that bag across the table, pops it open, Leaky is there, and Rachel looks very surprised. Alison then gets her to call Art's new creepy partner and get them to stop searching in the garage. It's great, and they also say garage every time. It's great. But no, Alison did it. She did the thing. Alison is a boss. And she did not give up Helena. She protected her sister. She did. She did the thing. I was so proud of Alison. I'm always proud of Alison, but this was great. And then we go back to Alison and Donnie's house, and Donnie has gotten tea, and he's like really proud of her. I'm assuming it's tea. They had cute little sweaters on them. I just assumed tea. And then Alison says that she's been like rattling around in her skin a lot, and that she finally feels like she came loose and she wants to go on a trip. So Alison will be leaving. She wants to see the kids, but she's not quite sure where she's going to go. I'm hoping she's back before the finale. I don't think they'd have Alison be gone for a super extended period of time, but I don't know what they're doing with this season. A lot of stuff is happening next week that doesn't look like it's in like near Bailey Downs. So I don't know. I also hope this means Donnie will still be in it, but maybe he'll just be doing stuff with Helena. I don't know, but I don't want either of them to go. So I'm hoping it works out. But we did see Helena and he knows where she is. She is with sisters, like real, like sisters of the cloth sisters. She's with a nun. She went to the sister. Was there a convent she knew of? Did she like keep in contact with convent people? She was raised by the creepy church people. So maybe she knew a nice church. I don't know, but she's there and she's writing in a journal and like keeping notes about the babies and a woman is praying over her and I don't know. But it was a really good episode for Alison. I am hoping Alison comes back, but I could see her being gone for most of the season, maybe showing up at the end. Donnie, I hope, still appears because I really like Donnie. Next week's preview, though, is not in Canada. It may be in Canada, but it's in a way different part of Canada because Mrs. S and Sarah are going on a trip to get information, and then we're also on the island. So it looks like it'll be a Cassima Sarah episode primarily. But I'm wondering when Crystal is going to show up still. Very curious. I don't know. This episode was really, really good. I'm still super upset about MK. Like, I still have a lot of MK feels to deal with. But the vigil was really nice, and getting to see more of Alison's, like, emotional, well, like, her emotional, mental processing of stuff was really cool. And I really liked seeing her meet Cosima. So it was a really good episode. I can't believe this is episode 3 already. I just can't. I can't believe it. But anyway, let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments below or on Twitter. I am at CliffNotes. You can find me on my blog, cliffnotes.wordpress.com. I write for the Nerdy Girl Express, thenerdygirlexpress.com, and I run their Snapchat, the Nerdy Girl EXP. Bye, Internet people.